All right, we have made it to day 30 of learning Japanese using AI. I'm very, very glad that we made it here. It's been 30 days of studying Japanese, which is probably the most consistent amount of time that I've continuously studied Japanese in a very, very long time. I mean, I basically went to language school like in the beginning of this year, so that counts as well. But like on my own, through my own will, just not in a classroom setting, like just self-studying Japanese. This has been the longest period of time probably in my entire life of actually actively studying and trying. So I really, really want to thank, first of all, ChatGPT and like the invention of ChatGPT in general. I feel like it's been very, very helpful as a tool for learning Japanese. It's made the process so much more fun. And I think that's the number one thing that I've learned through this experience is that like the amount of fun that you're having while learning matters quite a lot. And for me, like I was just trying my best to get into Mina no Nihongo 2, which is what we used in language school. And I was trying to finish it. I was trying to look at it and I just could not bring myself to do it. Like for some odd reason, when I tried, I kept feeling stuck and unmotivated, uninterested. Like the whole experience wasn't going well, basically. And then starting to do this really, really kickstarted me. And now I'm studying basically every day for Japanese. So thank you, ChatGPT. That's my whole spiel right now. But for day 30, before we talk too much about like the whole experience, what we want to do is do a little final test to see how much we've improved. I'm not entirely sure what the best way is to do this, but we're going to try our best to ask ChatGPT in creating like a test for us. I think at first we're going to do like a JLPT test, sort of like what we did in day 1, like just ask for it, a JLPT test to measure my skill, but like it'd be kind of funny if I ended up doing worse and it tells me that I'm at a worse level. And then after that test, we can do a more personal one, being like asking ChatGPT, we finished our 30-day challenge, like can you give us a review or like test us on like how far we've come. So we'll do those two things. Number one, well, actually, I wanted to talk about this first. For JLPT N2, you learn around 1,000 to 1,200 kanji. And then N1 is 2,000 to 2,500. That's crazy. I didn't expect that. I thought it would be a little less than that. But yeah, that's the amount of kanji that I will need to know if I want to pass the JLPT N2. I'm not sure about taking the N1, but that's good to know how much kanji I actually need to know. I'm pretty sure I know nowhere close to this amount, so it'll be for another challenge, I think, just learning that 1,000 kanji. But let's go ahead and do the test. Can you give me a JLPT test like the one from, I don't know if I want to say like the one from day 1. I'm just going to ask for a test, JLPT test, or give me a test to figure out my current JLPT level. I think that was like a very similar way of how I phrased it from back then. Okay, sure, I can create a test that covers a variety of elements, including vocabulary, kanji, grammar, and reading comprehension. For a thorough level check, I'll provide questions aligned with N5 to N2 difficulty, and based on your responses, we can gauge your approximate level. Let's start with a few multiple choice questions on vocabulary and kanji, moving from easier to more challenging. When you're ready, I can also provide some reading comprehension and grammar questions. Okay, so it wants me to do stuff one at a time this time, so it's a little bit different. All right, let's do this. I just want to zoom in a little bit. Thank you. Okay, benkyou, see which kanji means weather. This is kind of absurdly easy right now. Tenki, saikin. So recently, choose the kanji that means important. I actually don't know this one. I feel like I should though. I feel like I've learned it at some point, but I would guess that it's C because it has omoi in it. So let's just do C. Which is the correct reading for this kanji? That looks like imi. A. Yeah, I don't know this one. I feel like I've seen it, but well, we don't know 4. Let's just move on. Great job, you got them all correct. These responses indicate a good understanding of N4 level vocabulary and kanji, and suggest you're comfortable with some N3 level concepts as well. Let's move on to some grammar and reading comprehension questions to dive a little deeper. This will help pinpoint if N3 is a good fit or if you're ready to push towards N2. All right, let's do it. Grammar and reading comprehension. 毎朝コーヒーを何々ことにしています。飲むこと. Okay, so that's B. What does the following sentence mean? 最近 忙しくてなかなか家に帰れない. Okay. Recently, I have no, not be. Work has been difficult, so I've been resting at home. No, I've been traveling often. No, it's obviously A. Select the sentence that best uses the grammar pattern te miru to try doing. That best uses it, huh? Okay, let's try it. Dang it, I forgot what this is. Either that or I just did not learn it. Something mette sushi o tabete mita. Watashi wa mainichi kohi o nondeiru. Okay, no, definitely not this one. I don't recognize this kanji. Nani nani ni. It has the squid and horse radical though. I feel like I've encountered this combination, this one before. Oh well, we'll keep going. Nani nani ni. I don't know this one either. Dekiru you ni ganbarimasu. Nihon de koto ga aru. Are you serious? None of them even use it. Like, this is too easy of a question because this is literally the only one that has the te mita right here. Okay. It's not a kanji question, so I guess I'll give myself a pass. Reading comprehension. Kyou no tenki wa. I don't know this one. Yeah, my kanji still sucks. Day 1, day 30, my kanji ability is still bad. Ashita kara ame ga furusou desu. Furusou desu. Ki something mo shita ga. Okay, I don't know how to say it, but I know the meaning. Okay. Node something kai fuku o shite oita hou ga ii desu. Is this hare? Like it's sunny? And then tomorrow it'll start raining, or it seems like it's going to start raining. So they should hang their clothes. What should you do according to this passage? Maybe it isn't hang your clothes. Maybe this is not hang. Shite oita hou ga ii. Oita hou ga ii. Well, if it's going to rain tomorrow, dang, it's because I don't know what this is. Go shopping for warm clothes today. That is atatakai, isn't it? Okay, so I guess it's that one. Which sentence best expresses the meaning of even though in Japanese? Probably noni. Okay, ame ga futteiru noni. What is this? Sampo? Not sure. That's good enough for me. C again. Or no, B. Let's check our answers. Did I seriously choose this answer just because it said warm clothes? There was like no indication of shopping. That was so dumb. I could have easily, I think I just like instantly looked at warm clothes and just saw warm clothes and I was like, oh, okay, let's see. But wear warm clothes tomorrow makes way more sense. Okay, I did quite well overall. This result reinforces that you're at a strong N4 level and ready for N3 level practice. The mix of kanji, vocabulary, and grammar review we've been doing is an excellent foundation. If you'd like, I can keep adding more N3 focused practice to help you solidify your skills. So basically, this thing is saying a similar thing for day 1. Actually, I think in day 1, they said I was N3 level. I don't know if that means like I should be studying N3. I would assume so because, yeah, I got a lot more wrong back then. Okay, either way, I feel like this was a shorter test, but it's fine. Let's do another test. So we're finally done with our 30-day challenge of studying Japanese using AI, JLPT. I want to do a final test where you help me gauge how much I've learned in the past 30 days. Is there a way for you to do that? But this also kind of want to look, I don't know if this is the right chat. I think it is. It gave me a test right here. Yeah, it says that this places you around the N3 level, and with some work, I'll be on track for N2. So basically, I'm the same, which makes sense. 30 days is like not that much practice. I don't know. I feel like back then, this indicates that I'm closer to N2 level, which again, back then I laughed at that because it's kind of ridiculous. But I highly recommend not using ChatGPT as a way to measure abilities for the JLPT. I think you should theoretically just know like what level you are by if you like look into it just a little bit, like the amount of kanji you have to know, the amount of like grammar. Like you can look at like just think about how much kanji you know and how much kanji there is in that test, and you should be able to know what kanji level you are for the JLPT. And then for the grammar, just look at like Boon Pro or something and see if like these grammar is like easy for you. And like all of this is N4 grammar right now, and it is definitely stuff that I've encountered before. But yeah, I don't think ChatGPT is a great resource for telling you your N level, honestly, but it's fun to do. Okay, Yeah, they gave a bit more of a comprehensive test back then, but this is the correct chat, so let's go ahead and do it. Memory updated. Absolutely, we can set up a final test to review the areas we've covered over the past month. Here's an outline of what it could include. Vocab, grammar, reading, listening. Would you like to begin with vocab and kanji, or is there a specific section you'd like to focus on first? Let's do reading, since we haven't done that yet. Ooh, yes, I feel slightly overwhelmed. This is the feeling I wanted. Let's see. 毎年家族は夏に旅行します。毎年は今年は何々に行くことにしました。何々は、海がとても綺麗で、what does that say? ビーチでたくさんの何々お客が泳いでいます。Something was swimming. Okay. 私たちは I really need to learn this one. めてダイビングを and then this one popped up again. I need to learn these. しましたが、国がたくさん見られてとても楽しかったです。その後、近くのレストランで、I'm gonna guess this is something related to a fish. I know this is like a ri at the end, right? を食べました。家族全員 something めて食べる料理に No, I don't know that. 言っていましたが、餅にゴアチンプルが一番人気でした。Okay. 家族はどこに旅行しましたか? Okay. Although I have no idea how to read it, I can at least input this answer. I feel like it's slightly cheating though. どんなことsomething something しましたか? I know this is 体、体 something 体私たちは something めてダイビングを I would just put diving. It makes the most sense. レストランで何を食べましたか? They ate the thing they caught, I believe. For ゴヤチンゴヤチャンプル I don't know what that is. はどういう料理ですか? ゴヤ I have no idea. I just went 一番人気一番人気の料理です I feel like I failed this test pretty hard. Let's see. Nice work. Here's how your response holds up. Correct. This is where the family traveled. They experienced diving. Okinawan food is what they ate. While it's described as 一番人気の料理, the most popular dish, you got it right. This was spot on across the board. Your reading comprehension is solid here. Would you like to try a slightly more challenging passage? No, I feel like I did not read this at all though. I definitely cheated, but let's do some looking it up because I want to know how to read this properly. So this is Okinawa, okay, which makes perfect sense. And that looks like ryori. So, but there are certain things that I did not understand. What is this? Ha, taiken. Yes, I definitely learned this one previously as part of keiken. And I'm guessing that's why they used it to test me on like a previous one I was looking at. So ken is right here. Horse and squid. And keiken is kind of difficult to remember, to be honest. But I will certainly remember ken a bit more after this. But this first kanji, yeah, that first kanji is a bit difficult. Thread and tombstone. Okay. But why use taiken? Shouldn't it be keiken? It's okay. We'll just keep going. Actually, no. I think I should ask ChatGPT. Taiken versus keiken. Good question. They both mean experience, but they differ subtly in how they're used. This refers to a personal hands-on experience where you actively participate in or try something new. It often involves a first-time encounter with an activity. Interesting. This is a broader term for experience that encompasses both direct experiences and accumulated knowledge over time. So I feel like my first impression of the meaning was wrong because I thought like because this kanji of body was with ken, it means more like experience of like your personal experience of like, oh, you're very skilled at something. But it seems not to be the case at all. I mean, it does say hands-on experience right here, but I think it still means like an experience where you did something. But this one is the one that's like more for skills, apparently. Kare wa, what is this together? Chou toshi? It seems like there's chou right there. Nen. Chonen. Or by itself is toshi. Kotoshi is this year. Okay. Well, it's good to know the differences between these two. I feel like there will be words that I use. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not getting the satisfaction from this test that I was hoping for. But let's see. Grammar and sentence structure, vocabulary and kanji, recognition, listening, and spoken review. Can't really do that with you, ChatGPT. Grammar and sentence structure. We could do a grammar test. I don't think we've done that yet, right? Sort of, in a way. Is there a way for you to just highlight the biggest things I've learned in the past 30 days? How about we say learned since the beginning of our journey together? Why are you updating memory? Okay, let's highlight some of the biggest things you've accomplished. Kanji recognition. You've improved significantly in kanji identification and understanding. You can now differentiate between similar kanji, recognize radicals like heart, cliff, and stool, or Wanikani calls it stool, but it's again, and know how these components add nuance to the meaning. Vocabulary growth. I feel like I haven't really increased much vocab, to be honest. You've expanded your vocabulary to include a variety of N4 and N3 words, focusing on both meaning and usage. Notable ones include taiken versus, you mean the one you literally just told me about? And this one, which I can't even read, I'm assuming it has to be either daiji or taisetsu, right? Joho, juyo. My bad. Joho is information. I remember that vocab. Yeah, I don't even remember this. Juyo, essential. I'm going to ask my native source if this is actually used often. Because I feel like hitsuyo is the one that I would use more often, which is also what I learned from, I guess that's necessary instead of essential. Similar, but different. They have the same right side kanji though. Need. Iru. Gotcha. This is the kanji for iru. Helicopter. Got it. I'll write it down just a little bit. I know this page is, oh my gosh, the light is orange. All right. I said, oh no here because I accidentally left this pen like just open overnight. It seems to be okay though. But here is day 30. We have just one thing we want to write right now. We wrote it very poorly. Iru. Okay, let's continue. This should be kaesu, right? Yes. Always get slightly confused. This is a throwback manzo. You've also practiced N4 kanji vocab in meaningful contexts like passages. Did I really do that? I don't remember doing that. Okay, reading comprehension. You've practiced reading short passages and correctly identified information like in the Okinawa reading exercise, showing improved contextual reading. You know what the issue is? It's probably because it's only taking information from this chat specifically. And in this chat, I didn't do everything. I did a whole bunch of different things. And the other chats sort of have like the grammar and conversation and all that stuff. Grammar patterns. You've explored nuances in grammar like the structure of tanoshimu ni shimashita and uses of tameni. These are all kind of like recent things. Radical understanding. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, that's the problem with ChatGPT, isn't it? It's like the more you use it for one chat, the more it limits you and stops you from like using it more. And then you kind of like have to use it for other things. We weren't even on the main chat, but ironically, that's the one that was the first test. This one's for vocab. I really messed up the organization of things. But I think moving forward, we'll probably just have one, we'll consolidate everything and just have like one Japanese conversation thing. I don't know, maybe we'll have two because it's kind of hard to like, I don't think we need one for grammar because we have Boon Pro. One for kanji is pretty useful. I think the one for kanji and vocab will be the same and then conversation will be different. I don't know, we'll see. But either way, let's just close this off. I know it's a little bit quick and today's not necessarily a huge practice day. We did review some kanji, which is good. And we were tested a little bit, maybe a little bit anticlimactic because the test that ChatGPT gives, they're still bad. I mean, in the beginning it was bad. Now it's still kind of bad. This is more so for fun. This isn't a comprehensive test whatsoever. More so just like a celebration that we actually made it here to 30 days of good continuous practice. There were definitely days where we practiced or where we took breaks. Like I think, what was the first day? I wonder if ChatGPT has timestamps or date stamps. I don't think so, right? Yeah, there are no date stamps, but I know that I started this challenge a while ago. I can actually look at my phone. Okay, I believe I started this challenge on around September 20th, somewhere around there. And now it is October 25th. So in that time span, we studied for 30 days. So we missed 5 days out of, so basically we did 35 total days and 30 days were study days, which is pretty good. It's like missing 35 days is 5 weeks So if we miss 5 days, it's basically like we studied 6 days out of the week, out of 7, yeah, which is a solid amount. So definitely proud of myself. That's why we're doing this whole like celebratory like little test just for fun, because that's how we started things off. But I think now it's like time to get a little bit more serious, I'd say. We're going to, we'll still use ChatGPT. I still appreciate it a lot, and I think we'll still have fun with it, like maybe more on a weekly basis. But we're going to really get down to studying things a bit more properly, I'd say. Like for Boon Pro, we're just going to go through all of these grammar points and, eventually hopefully be able to use it. And for kanji, we do have the DS game that we'll try to get through. And we'll also look at more into resources of like, perhaps my Ode textbook that I used for like N4 and N3, and just like the kanji that they listed out as practice. So we'll get back to that, so we can properly learn kanji. And I think I might do some challenge involving kanji, because it's a pretty big thing, I feel, in order to actually read Japanese and pass the JLPT N tests. You kind of have to know your kanji really well. So yeah, I think the next step is definitely kanji related for sure. But for the time being, we're going to keep practicing off camera and just check in once in a while. But yeah, we're going to be actually in Japan again pretty soon. So once we're there, we can do a little bit of hands-on learning. It's sort of like paying more attention to what's actually very useful while I'm there, and making more like really learning those things that I feel like need to be learned while I'm there. And we can make some videos about that as well. So for now, this was a really good 30 days. Like I feel like I mentioned it already in the beginning of this video. The best thing out of this is that I'm more consistent with practice, and that I am having fun with it, and that I learned that I really enjoy learning about kanji, and that for grammar, that I still have Boon Pro and I enjoy just going through it. And for Wanikani, it's super useful. Wanikani is like actually really useful. I used it a very long time ago, trying to go through the process that it was like taking me through, but I actually found that kind of boring, so I stopped. But like using it in this way, where I just look up random kanji and then go on this like random string of looking at the radicals and what they mean individually and all that stuff, it's like that is kind of fun. Like that process is very entertaining, to be honest. Like doing 100 kanji yesterday was actually really enjoyable. Like I think I wouldn't mind doing more videos like that, where we kind of just like blast ourselves with a whole lot of information, which we will forget. But again, having some exposure to it the first time, it's like it does put like a small anchor in your brain where you can grow it a bit better. So maybe like doing stuff like that on camera would be fun. It's sort of like just learning a whole bunch of stuff at once and creating anchors for them, and then eventually building on those anchors, because yesterday's exercise was definitely really fun. So that was another thing that we learned, is just like the whole like process of learning kanji and using Wanikani with it. Like the thing that we did, just looking it up on the search and looking up the kanji composition and stuff like that, and going through each of them, sometimes looking at the mnemonics, most of the time not, but relating the words or the kanji back to like words I already know, and getting that small fun little like brain blast in a way, like just a little bit of a light up in my brain. It does feel like a brain blast if you've ever watched Jimmy Neutron, but a very small version of it. But yeah, this was honestly a really enjoyable journey, and thank you to like everyone who like was a part of it in a way. Like if you watched my videos at all like throughout the process, I really appreciate that you did. And to the people that commented, I appreciate it. Like there were some really nice comments, like indicating, saying like, oh, this was this like motivated them to practice more Japanese, or they gave tips and resources that I looked up and checked out at certain points. Like very helpful and very motivational. Like I'm glad that some people found my like recordings useful in some way and enjoyed it. And I definitely feel like I improved over this 30-day period, like especially for kanji. I feel like I was so weak with kanji, but I learned a lot more for sure, even though I still need to learn even more. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna make like a something for my main video at some point, just like my main channel, I mean, like just like a really condensed, concise version of my whole experience and everything I learned. So if you guys want to check out that video when it releases, feel free to subscribe to my main channel. It's called Scott Liu, but I'll also just leave a link down below. You'll be able to find it there quite easily. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're done with this 30-day challenge. It's kind of crazy and a little surreal. But again, I have way more practice coming, and I'm definitely going to make videos documenting my progress because I really do want to get fluent at Japanese, and I think it will just be fun, like seeing how I was in the very not very beginning, because I am kind of, like ChatGPT says, like N4 level right now, on the cusp of N3. So it isn't the very beginning, but it is kind of close to the beginning, because yeah, I feel like right now I might know only around 100 something kanji, 100 to 200, something around there, and most of the basic easy ones, and only really how to read it. And it said that for N3 you kind of have to know 650. So yeah, I'd say we're still close to the beginning. So documenting my progress from this point to all the way up until fluency, I think it's going to be fun. So once again, thank you, and I wish you the best for your own Japanese learning journey. I hope to see you guys in future videos. Peace.